Hello everyone, my name is Lukman Bello. As we all know, an instructional video is a critical component of teaching learning process, especially in open and distance learning, where learners are physically separated from their tutors. In this video, I'll walk you through the stages involved in creating an instructional video with PowerPoint. It is expected that this will help you in engaging your learners, especially those who learn at a distance. Now, welcome to the class where we are going to examine the stages involved in creating instructional videos with PowerPoint. But before we go into the practical session fully, let me quickly share some hints with you that will help you as you are developing your slides for the instructional video. The first thing is that you should try as much as possible to minimize the text on each slide. A combination of text and picture is the best. Then you need to use highlighting elements. What I mean by highlighting elements are elements that you use to emphasize specific areas of your slide, like pointing arrow, or you may even color specific area of the slide to put emphasis. Then you don't spend too much time explaining a slide. Another point is that you should avoid distractions. You are not to impress your students. You are developing a content. You should avoid all these visual elements that will take your students away from the classroom environment. Then lastly, ensure that your video is neither too long nor too short. Now, concerning the structure of the NOUN style, we are expecting that your video should have all these components. The first thing is the intro video. We are going to supply this for you. Then you should have a short video clip, which is your short video, the facilitator's short video that will explain the basic thing that students need to know and welcome students into the class. Then you should have a page for course information where you are going to supply your details, your name and your email address. Then ILOs, that is the intended learning outcomes. Those are the things you need your students to be able to do after watching your video. Then the lesson video begins here. Now within your lesson video, you should have class activity 1, which is to engage your students as they watch the content. Then after the class activity 1, the lesson video continues. Then the class activity 2 comes at the end of the video to evaluate the entire process. Then lastly, you are going to put outro. Outro is the last video for your instructional video that you are producing. This is the structure of our NOUN style. And we expect that each video should have all these components. Now let's go to the practical session. Assuming you have created a PowerPoint to teach a particular course, like this one that I've prepared, the first thing you need to do is to create 2 additional slides before the beginning of this PowerPoint. And the 2 additional slides will contain the video in the intro video and the short clip, that's a short video clip that you have recorded. To do that, you can just click on any of maybe the first slide here, then you press your enter key. As you press your enter key, it gives you a new slide. Then you can move the slide like this. See the way I'm doing it here. Okay, you've created the first slide. Then you can still press enter to create another slide. So you have 2 additional slides where you can put your intro video in the first slide, then your video clip in the second slide. How do you insert this? See the way I'm doing it here. Come over here, put insert. You make sure that you have highlighted the first slide where you are going to put your intro video. Then you put, you click on this insert. When you click on insert, you go to video here. See this place, video. Click here. Then it asks you where you are going to get your video from. You say from this device. So it takes me to where I'm going to retrieve my video. The same way you will attach your file anywhere. If this is where I've saved my video, I will just come here, pick the intro video. It is better when you are working with something like this that you save all your elements in a particular folder. It makes it easy for you to retrieve at any point. So you click on intro, then you click insert. You can see your video is here now. You can drag this video to cover the entire slide. See the way I'm dragging it from this edge. And as soon as it reaches the boundary, you see the red line. You can see the red line showing me that it has reached the boundary. That's the limit to which you can drag your media elements. So your video is here now. So what are you going to do to the second slide? You insert the short video clip that you have. So you do the same thing, click insert, then go to video, then it takes you to where you are going to retrieve your video. So let's assume this is the video, this is my short video clip. Then you click insert. You spread it to cover the entire slide. So I have my video ready. And as you can see through the slide, I used a combination of text and picture. On the slide, you can see text, you can see picture, you can see highlighting elements. I highlighted some words here to emphasize that students should give attention to these words. So you should be able to do this as you are coming up with your PowerPoints as well. Before you even go into recording at all, you can see a combination of text and picture in almost all the slides. Then when you get here, before the slide that precedes your class activity here, then you should be able to tell your students that, okay, now you need to attempt the following class activity before you continue watching the video. Okay, that's when you are recording. Then you just show the class activity and just give like 10-15 seconds for students to read, then you move. I will show you how to do it when we get there. So you can see. Then what else do we need to put? Then we need to put the outro video as well on the live slide. You come here, click insert, then you go to video. Okay, this is my outro video. Then I click insert. And the same way, you just drag. Now the PowerPoint is ready for recording. It's ready for recording. So we have all the components. According to the NOUN style, we have all the components here. Then the last thing you do before you start your recording is to put transition. Then you can pick any transition you want to insert. Click on transition here. Then you pick any of the transition elements here. But I will advise that you don't use transition that will distract students. In most cases, I prefer or I will recommend the use of this feed for your instructional video. Just click this one. When you click this, you click apply to all. So the transition applies to all the slides in this PowerPoint. So good. The next thing is to go to recording now. If you want to record, you now come here, this slideshow, click on slideshow, then you will see record slideshow here. Click on it. Then it tells you where you want to begin your recording. Just click record from beginning. So you can see the stage is set for you to record your PowerPoint now. And you can still do a lot of things here. Okay, you can still do a lot of things here. Now, when you are ready, you are ready to talk to your slides, you are ready to record, and when you are recording here, you talk as if you are in the classroom teaching your students. So you talk to your slide, you explain the content of the slide. Remember, you don't put all the everything you want to say on the slide, but the point there is that you will look at your slide, explain the basic points, then you make more explanation, okay, with your voice, and everything is being captured here. So when you are ready to explain your the content of your slides. So you click record here. As soon as you click record button, the recording begins. Then because this is a video, this first slide is a video, you need to play it. And when you play it, you don't say anything, just keep mute. Allow the video to play. As the video plays, the system records the video. So you can just click on this slide or you press your space bar, either of the two, to play the video. When you are done playing the video, you can use your arrow key on your keyboard to move to the next slide, or you click here to move to the next slide. So when you are done playing this this first slide, the video here, then you press your arrow key. It takes you to the next slide. This is also a video, you need to play it. And when you play it, you do the same thing you have done in the first slide. Just keep mute, watch the content, let it play, and be recorded by the system. Then at the end of the recording, you navigate to the next slide. Then you begin to talk to your slides. You navigate, begin to talk to your slides. Just move through your slides. Move through your slides like this. If you have any other area you want still to emphasize, you can use some elements here. This is highlighter. You can just pick this one, for instance, and circle this one. If you want to emphasize multimedia here, you can just circle this like this. Okay, everything is being recorded. Then you move to the next slide. This is how you navigate the entire slide. So remember I told you the slide that precedes your class activity, you need to introduce your student. At this point, you need to tell your student, okay, in the next slide, you are going to have an activity. Make sure you attempt it before you continue watching. Basic. So you just move to the next slide and give like 10-15 seconds to allow students to read this. Then you move. But before you get to this second slide, the second activity, you have to do the same thing. Introduce your student. Then you leave like 10-15 seconds for this slide as well. Then you move. Then you just conclude your video. Then this is the last video. You need to play it as well. So after the whole thing, after the whole explanation, when you are done explaining the entire content, then you come here, you stop recording. Stop recording here. So when you stop recording, you can just close this one. So when you come back to this place, you need to save it and create the video. Then saving it the same way you save your document, come to File here. Then you don't have to click on Save As. You need to come here, Export. Although it depends on the version of PowerPoint you are using. If you are using PowerPoint 2010, for instance, you will not have export. You can just click Save As. Then you pick from that file type. You just click Save in Video there. But if you are using PowerPoint 2016, 2019, you just come to Export here. Then you come to Create a Video. Click on Create a Video. Set the parameters here. Okay. Whatever you want to set here, you set. Then you click Create Video. So as you click Create Video, it will ask you to save your video. Just save it, whatever name you want to save it. Save. Then you click Save. And you can see your video is now being created here. Creating video of this in MP4. Your video is created. It depends on the size of the video. That will determine when your video will be done. Just leave it, let it create the video for you, and you have your video in MP4. It's just as simple as that. So thank you for watching, and I believe this will help you in creating an engaging and interactive instructional video using PowerPoint.